Jim, Scottish Cup week's here. Do you feel there's a wee bit of kind of added intensity in training going into a big cup tie like this?
I think it's, first of all, it's good to get a break for the league. It's very competitive in the league, as you know, so in its challenge it's good to get a wee break, and I think it's the opportunity to take another step forward in the cup, and we know it's at stake going into the last 8 of the national competition, so we'll be reminding the girls about we'll stick to our principles, we'll do the right things, we'll prepare as we always do. It's just the rewards are a wee bit different, that's all it is. So rather than 3 points, then we'll be fighting for a place in the quarter-final. So if we keep doing our job properly, we're no strangers to St Johnstone, as you know, so it'll be another tough game, and we know what we're expecting, but we'll be prepared for that. That's the most important thing. And all being well, maybe we can get a wee step into the quarter-finals.
Yeah, and you're obviously going into this game with a bolstered squad. 3 under-18s players graduating to the first team. What have they added to the group recently?
Well, I think the first thing I'd say is just the work done by the academy coaches. Obviously, you know, we're taking a step forward with the first team. We're trying to integrate the girls' academy under the club now as well and run it, give it that more elite performance culture. And I've got to commend the work of all the people involved in promoting the girls. The young girls, they're there in merit. You know, we see things in them, and there's a few others behind them, which is really encouraging. You know, so they give us a wee bit more pace and dynamic movement up front. Mary and Kelsey add to that. In the middle of the field, Louise Cowan comes in, very composed, technical as well. So the good thing about it is by integrating the 18s and the first team together, it's gave them a boost. All the under 18 girls has got a good boost now, and they can see the standards we're aiming for. And it gives me the opportunity to install the standards and also the commitment and desire that if you want to go and make the first team, this is what the standards are. So they've upped the standards, they've helped us push on, and they're challenging the first team players, which is also good as well, because we want the first team players not to get too comfortable and thinking, well, I'm here and my position's secure. No, nobody's safe. You've got to earn the right to play, and the addition of the young girls for the academy has certainly bolstered everything we want.
You touched on it there, but the academy setup's obviously something you're continuously developing. In terms of your longer term goals, how is that going to help achieve them?
Well, I think that's the important things, because sustainability is crucial. Being involved in the women's game way back, you know, it was always you're just looking from season to season. There was no real structure underneath it, you know. Even the progression of young girls, the opportunity to play girls only football wasn't really there. It was those younger girls played among the boys, and then the quantity of quality coming through wasn't always enough to sustain enough competition. And I think, you know, that teams have now seen the importance of, just like in the men's game and the Club Academy Scotland with the boys, it's your bloodline for a club, you know, and I think that's important because we want to try and get girls used to the way we want to go. And I keep talking about sustainability because the last thing we need is to build a good programme, good reputation, and then somewhere along the line we don't want that to fall. So the academy gives you the foundations, we put a development platform in place, and then that progresses into the elite performance first team. So, and I think the good thing about it is your whole philosophy runs from top right through to bottom, and it's quite a unique position where you get to look after the first team and you're also going to look after the academy as well. So not only can I install my experience in developing, helping developing the players for the future, hopefully for the coaches of the future as well, because I think it's always important, you know, that there'll come a time where the first team, maybe the management has to change as well. There's nothing better than you go to your club and say, well, here is your next coaching team to keep that sustainability and keep the club progressing along the lines we want.
That's obviously your long-term goal, but in the short term you've brought in a couple of loan players as well. What was the thinking behind those?
Just again a bit of addition of quality. We've built up some good networks and contacts with clubs, and we speak to some of the other clubs, just what we're looking for. They recognise I've got some young players there who could be doing a wee bit of game time. I think, you know, in a sort of nice way, they recognise the coaching programmes and the development that players will get here at Kilmarnock. Again, through myself and my staff, Stuarty, we know how to work and develop players. So they're very much happy to put their players on loan to us. So I think that's a good thing. It's always a good way, a two-way type relationship you need to build about players maybe coming in loan. And also at the same time, we know where we are in the food chain in our place. So we've got a couple of good girls in the academy that some of the top clubs are looking at us. So there's this two-way thing. We'll never stand in a player's way. If they can go to a better programme for their development, we'll allow that. But at the same time, there's got to be something coming back the other way. And short term, that will help us take the next step. That's the key thing. It would help us to take the next step. But long term, we hope to be in a position where we're up there challenging. It might still be difficult to get loans from the top clubs at the moment, but at least, you know, they'll help us get to where we want to go.
Just finally looking ahead to Saturday, you mentioned it earlier on, St Johnstone, a team you're becoming very familiar with. What kind of challenge are you expecting from them?
Well, I think there's some excellent really good players. I think that's the thing, they're a potent threat up front. So I think one of the biggest changes, and again this has been relayed to me just coming in, is that the change of our structure, defensive organisation has been quite solid, and we're a very difficult team to break down. And I think defensively we need to be on our game because they have some potent players up front. But they're dynamic. I think we know each other by playing so many times. So I think we know each other's strengths and weaknesses. And some teams just need a lucky break on the day, and the team that probably just gets the wee breaks, and will probably end up progressing to quarter-final. So we know what we're facing. We'll be prepared, ready to go as best we can. And you just hope, we get the breaks we deserve. And sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. So, but we know how to hurt them. And they'll probably be more prepared to face us again, because we played them a couple of weeks ago in the league, and we'd certainly showed one or two of our better bits of quality. Having a full strength squad available was a good thing. So, but there'll be no surprises. I think that's the key thing, and we'll leave no stone unturned as we try and achieve a quarter final place.